Welcome back everyone to my channel. Today we are gonna see What If Episode 2. It is an American animated anthology series created by A.C. Bradley. If you haven't watched its first episode, I recommend you to watch that episode. And if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe my channel for upcoming episodes of What If. So without wasting any further time, let's get into it. It starts with the planet Morag, where we are shown the Starlord, or in other words Starlord. If you have seen Guardians of the Galaxy, then you must have seen that Peter Quill reaches the planet Morag, whom Yondu had given the work to bring the orb by going to the orb temple. Basically the power stone is inside the orb, but as the name of the series is What If, then keeping the same continues, now our Starlord reaches here. And as usual, as Peter Quill had the equipment, so did Chadwick Boseman. So with his help, he takes the orb in his hand in one stroke. But now there reaches Korath and Korath's team, who was going to steal the orb for Ronan. But the most interesting thing happens, where Korath becomes his fan, after seeing him, and tells him that you are my idol. I always wanted to meet you, talk to you once, have a small encounter with you. Then they get into a fight, where Korath puts all his might, but Starlord defeats him. And the companions who came with the Korath, they start shooting at them. But now as the Starlord, whose image is very good, according to this timeline, here he comes out with Korath, where his team was waiting for him, whom Ronan sent. But then there is an entry of Youndu, who kills all the guards present there with the help of his arrow. And after that both Youndu as well as Starlord together leave from there, because they now have to sell this orb and earn a lot of profit from it. Now here we will be told how Chadwick met Yondu. Then the story goes in the flashback where we were shown the Wakanda of the Earth in 1988. And as usual T'Challa's father's name is Chaka, where he tells his son about the rights and culture, but T'Challa does not understand all these things and he wanted to explore this world. It was always the wish of his father that he should stay in Wakanda and always be devoted to the care of the people here and the subjects of his people. But T'Challa had curiousness towards this world. That is, he wanted to know more that, what else is there in front of this Wakanda. And one day, while playing with his spear crosses the protecting shield of the Wakanda. So as soon as T'Challa goes to pick up his spear, only then the Mandela ship comes and takes T'Challa with him. Which were basically the coordinates of Yondu. Now as soon as T'Challa comes in front of Yondu, he speaks very badly to both his people. Yondu tells him that I sent you to get Peter Quill. Does it look like Peter Quill to you? So his people start telling him that there should be 2 eyes, 2 ears, 1 mouth. All of that is present inside it, then what is the problem after all? So Yondu tells him that he is not a human, he is a Wakandian. And now with this T'Challa would have grown up living with Yondu. And after that the story shifts from here to 20 years ahead, that is, in the present time of this timeline. Wherein after stealing Org, Yondu, Korath, T'Challa, all of them are sitting and partying. And joins them, the Mad Titan Thanos. Now the strangest thing here is that in this timeline, Thanos does not have the thought of dividing this world in half. Why? Because he has already changed his mind by talking with Starlord. I wish these things happened with Captain America and Iron Man also, then we would not have to lose Iron Man and Captain in Endgame. And here we are shown another interesting thing about Drax, which is now basically a bartender, who always used to think of being invisible. But in this timeline, he is a very happy mood as well as a creature who clicks photos. Now after this the nebula comes from them, which gives a small task to his entire team and tells that all of you have to go to the collector and steal the embers of Genesis from there. So Starlord says that it is very easy. Korath will go there, will distract the attention of the Black Army and I will get away from behind. Korath says that wow, your mind is very sharp. That's why I am your fan. And after this, we are shown that the skull has grown due to Celestial, which is basically a very big space alien. After reaching here, T'Challa is shown many prisoners here, in which Cosmo Dog, Dark Elf as well as Howard the Duck meet. And when the eyes of these two meet, he asks her, what have you come here to get? So over there T'Challa says that I have come in search of Genesis. So Howard Duck starts talking a lot with a lot of information, then T'Challa thinks that it will definitely work for me, and he keeps it with him. And here on the other side his entire team is going to be able to dodge the Black Order. But this news has now reached the collector as well. And because of this T'Challa has to run away from there. But while running, he sees a Wakandian ship of his own. And due to the presence of that ship, the necklace which is in his neck, it starts to sparkle. That's why T'Challa goes inside that spaceship where he gets a message from his father that my son T'Challa had disappeared from Earth 20 years ago today. He was taken by a spaceship. If any of you find him, then contact our people or bring him directly to me. And the most important thing here is that a Black Panther background music also keeps playing inside this entire scenario. But here Nebula plays a double game and gets her and her entire team inside the jail. So now there the Starlord gets very angry on Yondu and says, why did you get me away from my father? And a debate starts between these two. So there Yondu says that I am also like you. The fate of both of us and the journey of both of us has been the same. Now after listening to these things, T'Challa becomes a little calm there. And getting a chance from there, with the help of his necklace, breaks the glass there and comes out. But as soon as he comes out he encounters the Collector. And the Collector of this timeline is much more stronger than the timeline of the previous movies. And the best part is that it has a very large collection of weapons inside, which is Captain America's shield, Thor's hammer as well as Hela's helmet. But then at the same time Yondu helps him, and with the help of his Yaka arrow breaks his Hela's helmet, and Karina comes from behind and helps him. This was basically the Collector's server. But this time she helps the Starlord to get the Collector imprisoned in the four walls, because the Collector had imprisoned his entire species and kept it in his spaceship. And as soon as T'Challa, Yondu and the rest of their team break out of Celestial's skull, there Karina opens her chamber to take her revenge and releases all the other prisoners. And now the scene shifts on the way in Wakanda on the Earth, where now the whole team reaches to meet T'Chaka, the king of Wakanda, and together they are having a great party. But then there are many questions in the mind of T'Chaka. So he asks his son, that T'Challa, where did you disappear from? And Yondu, how did you get my son? So Yondu starts hesitating and is about to tell that I picked it up, but here T'Challa says that I was lost and he helped me and he kept with me, and with this wonderful episode ends here. On the same we are shown in its post-credit scene the actual Peter Quill, who is working in a restaurant, and only then his real father that his ego reaches there. And it is said that there is so much power inside you that you cannot even imagine, so it is more important for you to be with me. And with this suspense, this episode ends here. I hope you enjoyed this video and don't forget to give a thumbs up. And subscribe to my channel for more amazing movies and series like this. Goodbye.